Hey, welcome back everybody to another episode of Ego on Break. I'm your host, Dynamite J. Andrews. Got the Mississippi Madman, Logan Creed, sitting to my left. There's his bald head right there.
No problem.
And today we're going to do something a little different. We're not going to talk about MLW. We're not going to talk about AEW Dark. What we're going to do is a little fantasy booking. We don't know if we've booked a pay-per-view or an episode of AEW Dark, but we're booking an AEW show. The Madman has a list. I have a list. And we'd like to know what you guys think is the better list, or maybe what your opinions are, who you would book, or that kind of thing. Just give us something down in the comments. They really help to try to give us more views, that kind of thing. So comments and likes and thumbs ups and all that good stuff helps. So we'd appreciate any love you could give for that. So we got 10 matches, and 3 of them are kind of pre-show matches. So we figure even if it's an AEW Dark, or if it's a Dynamite or a pay-per-view or whatever, I always send somebody out there to hype the crowd up, get things going first. So that's kind of what we did. I guess maybe what we'll do is one of us say our first match and the other say our first match, and then we'll compare notes, and then if we want to tweak it or change it or maybe combine them or whatever, we'll do whatever, just kind of see how it goes. But Madman, you want to give your first match?
It's actually a women's match. It's
Okay.
Penelope Ford versus Little Swole.
I dig that. I don't hate that at all. I went similar in the fact that these are people you've seen on AEW Dark.
Well, do you want to have a winner? Because I picked a winner out
Yeah,
of mine.
absolutely.
And I put Little Swole over her because I think she would be the most to gain out
from
of
it,
it.
yeah.
Because Penelope's already pretty much over, and Little
Yeah.
Swole
Needs
kind of
help.
gets buried because her sister's so horrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
my
know-
bad. I said it out loud.
And I want to stop right here. This is one thing that really was tough for me, is because you forget how big their roster is. I mean,
It's
like,
huge.
holy smokes, it's almost like WCW size.
And
you know what I
honestly,
mean?
they don't have everybody on there. As I was just telling you, Zack Ryder isn't on
Yeah.
there right now.
So, I mean, you got a roster, and then you got a list of guys that you, when I say guys, that's guy, girl, or whatever.
And, like Will Hobbs got signed today.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, my first was Will Hobbs. I had Will Hobbs versus Griff Garrison. I thought this could be a cool matchup. It's, again, 2 guys that you've seen, on AEW Dark or being the Elite or whatever. And I just thought it would be a cool way to come in with a simple match. Don't do nothing too crazy, just to get like kind of the appetite whet for the crowd and get them into like wanting to see it. And I put Will Hobbs over.
Okay. My next pre-show match was Ricky Starks versus Scorpio Sky.
Okay.
And personally, I'd rather see Sky go over on this one.
I don't hate that.
Because they're still trying to give, well, they were, I don't know if they are now, but I still think he's the one that needs to push, and I think Ricky is fine. He's not one of those guys that has to win every match.
Right, no, I agree. I have Private Party versus Pride and Powerful. I like both teams. And I said this was something that, maybe Private Party should get the win. Like, I think they're a young team that they could really invest in, and being kind of a good babyface tag team. They had Paige and Omega, and like that was cool
That's
and all, but
pointless.
they have guys that are a team, Paige and Omega. It was more like, hey, we don't have nothing, so do this.
Well, now they just put together Jericho and, what the hell's his name? The Olympic guy that was doing MMA. That's where I went blank.
Kurt Angle?
Not Kurt Angle. Hell, he should be Kurt Angle.
Jack Swagger?
Jack Swagger, thank you. Yeah, but they're going to be a tag team now.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, we get off the subject, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's just kind of weird that they did that.
Yeah, well, that's cool. So,
Who you got going
Private Party. Yep.
Then I got Darby Allin versus Pac.
Oh, I forgot about Pac.
And most people have, because he's stranded in Europe. Can't get out for a while.
So I take it yours is a European pay-per-view, huh?
Well, I'll tell you a match I had before this, and I just changed it up just because, but I thought about him and Colt Cabana and doing a European style match, and I
That
thought
could be
that would have
fun.
been really cool too. But I know this would be the final match. To me, it was going to be a pay-per-view, but this would be the match that hype you up for the pay-per-view. So I thought it'd be cool, and I even put the bad guy over. I put Pac over. So.
Okay, cool. Well, next is I went with a 6-man tag, and I did Red Velvet with the Swole Sisters versus Diamante, Ivelisse, and Nyla with Vicky. And I put Nyla over just so we could get a promo from Vicky. So,
Excuse me. All right. My next one, I did the FTW champion, Brian Cage versus Miro. To me, Miro, he just come in. I don't really think he needs a win, so I'd keep the belt on Cage.
Okay.
And not let him win.
All right. Well, I'm similar to yours in the fact that it's kind of Team Taz. And what I would do is have Taz promo as maybe Ricky Starks is coming to the ring, and then have like Darby come out and attack him, and they go into a match because they've got that thing going on. So I'd really like to see Ricky Starks versus Darby. It'd be the first match, the live crowd. I mean, if it's a pay-per-view, the pay-per-view crowd or the TV crowd or whatever, it'd be the first match they see. So it's something hot, and I think you get a cool promo with Taz, and then Ricky Starks and Darby Allin just going crazy, you know. So
who over?
I put Darby over. I just thought not a clean win, just maybe he steals it, something, or maybe Taz tries to get involved, whatever, put a little magic on it, but so you could kind of keep it going, like maybe he wins but doesn't win, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I heard something. I was kind of thinking the same thing with Miro and Cage. I thought, like a roll-up type finish, not a submission, or not a knockout.
Yeah.
Something they could go forward with.
Yeah.
My next match was MJF versus Adam Page.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Just kind of the cowboy versus the rich boy, and I actually put MJF over.
Yeah, I think they should always put MJF over.
Yeah,
and you're gonna find that strange because I don't have him in a match. But
but to me, like MJF and Jericho are the best two heels they have.
Yep.
And I think some of the guys like Brian Cage and Ricky Starks with the Taz, I think they're getting up there because they're getting a better voice with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my fifth match was FTR versus SCU. FTR going over. It just, SCU is over, so it'd be a good team for FTR to just come in and beat. The crowd would get behind it. The SCU chants would be huge, and really think it'd be a cool opportunity, cool match, and just someone for the new tag champs to beat.
Okay. Well, next was a four-way tag match, elimination style. That's how I like to do them anyway when it's that many people. But Lucha Brothers versus the Dino Express, Private Party, and Dark Order.
Okay.
And I picked Lucha Brothers to go over. I just think with everybody there, to me, I would like to see them and FTR have a feud. Yeah,
that'd be cool. I have Sheeta versus the Dark Order chick, and for some reason I can't ever remember her name.
I don't remember Ralph.
Something J.
Jada?
Not her. Anyway.
I don't know.
Anna J. That's her name.
Yeah.
And I had Sheeta going over. Just thought it would be a cool match. I like the visual of the whole Dark Order coming out to the ring and just standing there. They're not really getting involved, but they're just in the background. I think that's cool. So just kind of a way to put that out there.
Next was a TNT champion, Brody Lee. I put him against Kenny Omega. And since nobody wants to put Kenny Omega over, I figured I'd be the same way and let Brody Lee win.
Yeah.
But I really think that'd be a good match. I think those guys, I don't think they've ever worked that I know of. They probably have, but that I've ever seen. But I figure that'd be a good stiff-ass match.
Yeah. Well, I also have Brody Lee in my seventh match. I've got him going against Adam Page, and my thought is Anna Jay loses. Brody gets mad, kicks, screams, hollers, "I'll show you how to get it done." Throws out an open challenge for the title. Adam Page comes out. I don't have a winner here. What I have is a big brawl with Dark Order coming out. They're already there, so I'll get them involved, and having Bullet Club, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega coming out, even though they're not my friend no more, they come out to help Adam Page anyway. Just because the Bullet Club versus the Dark Order could be a cool something down the road.
Then my match was, since nobody wants to book the match, even though everybody's begging them to, is FTR versus the Young Bucks. And I say FTR goes over.
Yeah, for sure.
I just don't like the Young Bucks.
Well, I mean, they're fresh, they're new.
Yeah, they don't need to lose, not yet, by any means.
Well, I have a tag as well, but this is a mixed tag. It's Kip and Penelope versus Cody and Brandy. And I put Kip and Penelope over just because I'm a huge fan of theirs. What I would do, though, is I would probably have Male come out and not necessarily get involved, but maybe stop something from happening, or Like, I think Mel could be cool paired with them. Like, she could be that big kind of enforcer chick.
Well, she was with them at one point. They shaved her damn head and didn't do jack.
Yeah, so not with Brandon Cody, but come out with Kip and
okay,
yeah. So it'd be like, and just with the Penelope Ford male tag match and the little tag cup thing they did.
And she's bigger than Kip, I believe.
Yeah, so I mean, I just thought it'd be cool. Like, you could have a little throwback to China, you know, but do something with her. Like, you know, she's not that good in the ring, I don't think.
She's nothing special.
Right, but just her size compared to all the other women, like, it could be something cool to play with. So, you know, maybe they bring her in as that bodyguard role or whatever, or, you know, maybe that's what helped, you know, or Allie's coming out to try to cheat or something. I don't know. Like, it works some magic and make some things happen, but you would have Mel with them, just as kind of that hired gun type thing. So
yeah, close. You got Miro.
Well, Miro, Mel, it's hard with him. So, well, okay, well, Mel can be the maid of honor, since you got the best man Miro, now you got maid of honor Mel. So we get a whole wedding thing. We get we get Christopher Daniels to come back as the preacher, and we're good to go. You know.
Wow. All right. Well, my semi-main event is the women's match: Hikaru Shima versus Awesome Kong, and I'd take the belt off Shima and put it on Kong. She's a better worker and can work with these greener women and let them be learning how to work, because a lot of them need to slow the hell down, and Kong isn't going to go 95 miles an hour. She's going to do about 60.
That's cool.
So I think she'd be the better person to have the belt on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know right now she's actually filming the last episodes of Glow.
Oh,
that's why she isn't on the show. But if she come back, I'd slap the belt on her as quick as I can blink.
For sure. My semi-main event was Scorpio Sky versus Brian Cage versus Luchasaurus versus Sammy Guevara. The winner would get a shot at the TNT Championship. I would have Scorpio go over, but then I would have MJF come out and promo his way into something on the next episode with Scorpio for that shot. So basically a match for the #1 contenders or whatever, but it would go into whatever the next, whether this is a pay-per-view that goes into a Dynamite, or if this is a Dark going into a Dynamite. Like, I'd have MJF promo his way into taking Scorpio's shot.
My final match was, this is the match I had the most problems with, because I wanted to have a heavyweight match, and I'm like, Moxley, who the hell do you put with Moxley?
I agree.
I changed it multiple times, and I finally was like, you know what, since Moxley's WWE former, I'm just going to go 3 former WWE guys, and they'd pull the crowd. I know it would, because it's the biggest names they got. So I said Moxley and Matt Hardy and Chris Jericho, and I'd still leave it on Moxley.
Yeah.
But it's just, he's one of those guys, and I ain't saying he's a bad worker by any means, but like, he's done work with so many people, and they've really done nothing with any of his stuff. It's just been kind of lackluster.
I mean, he's a guy, I think, not necessarily has to wrestle on every episode of anything they have, but I think he needs to have something on every, if they put out, being the Elite, if they put out a Dynamite, if they put out a Dark, if they, like, that champion should at least be promoing or something on everything, because honestly, because I don't watch Dynamite, like, I was like, I don't care that he's a champion. Like,
even when I do watch it, I don't care that he's a champion, because they don't do nothing good with him.
I mean, honestly, like, if you would just be like, gun your head, who's the biggest champion? I'd be like, Brody Lee, like, because he's who I see on AEW Dark. I never see you don't even hear Mox being, talked about. But I went with just a simple rematch, Mox versus Jericho, and I would put it on Jericho, just because
I think it'd be better on a heel right now. Honestly.
I mean, right now, I just think not that Mox has anything missing or anything. It's just
I'd left on Jericho for at least
I'm not
a year.
into him because I don't see him, and at least I see stuff from Jericho from time to time, and I just think, I don't think Jericho should have lost it when he lost it. I understand why he lost it.
Well, they thought he was going to go on his tour. Yeah. And then the world went to crap with this virus.
Right. So, I mean, I would put it back on him. Let's give it another run. And Mox may could take it back off of him, but let's make something. Like, I don't know. It's like blah, like, I'm like, Count Dracula, whatever, blah 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 blah. That's what I think about when I hear Mox. I mean, I just don't. I don't know. And maybe if I watched Dynamite and the pay-per-views, I'd have a different opinion. But just me strictly being an AEW Dark fan, like, I honestly, man, like, I could care less.
I say I watch Dynamite once in a blue moon, but when I see it, I'm never impressed. I mean, the last thing I saw Moxley do, he literally fought a guy supposed to be MJF's lawyer.
Yeah. So
And I'm like, why the hell do I want to see this?
Right.
They need to get away from the Laffy Daffy bull crap. I tried to watch Being the Elite yesterday. I made it a quarter way through and cut the shit off because it was so fucking bad. And I mean, I
don't
horrible.
agree with all of everything Cornette says. I'm not that guy. But I agree with him to the point where, like, hey, let's be serious just for a little
Some
bit.
of it.
Like, could some of it be serious? Like, even the serious isn't serious. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you what I really would like to see, and I think it would probably be some cool matches, and they're probably out there. Again, I wasn't a big WWE fan, so you can probably tell me better, but like with Mox's style, I would throw him into something with the Dark Order. Like, let him go after Brody
He
Lee.
did. That was his last feud for MJF was Brody Lee. But they didn't do nothing.
Well,
It was forgettable.
maybe I'm just more of a I need a feud to last more than one match kind of guy.
That's it. I swear the longest feud I've seen them drag out right now is Best Friends versus Pride and Powerful.
And people are like, we're getting behind it. Like,
Yeah, but
a little bit I've
they
seen
haven't done that. Like, they're just going to have a street fight tonight.
And then
Or
you'll
a
never hear about it
parking
again.
garage match. Well, this is like their third match. They've actually been dragging
Really?
this one out a little while.
Well, that's
but
cool then.
I don't know why this one's getting. They're like, okay, we're going to let y'all actually have a feud. Don't
I
worry
don't
about
know, like,
everybody else.
You know, like, it was like, okay, Moxby Jericho, and then it was like Brian Cage, and like he just beat 4 or 5 people, and none of it even mattered. Like, it was one match deal. It's kind of like when.
And now he's just going to wrestle Lance Archer.
Yeah, so it's like when Cody did the thing with the chairman guy or whatever. Like, oh, we had one match and that was it, and you know this whole thing was supposed to have been all this, and then it wasn't. Like,
And like, do you think they'll put the title on Lance Archer? I mean, I know he's got Jake, but I don't see it happening.
no.
So again, to me, it's going to be another guy that he beats.
Yep.
I don't know who they're going
Just
to
to
take the
beat,
belt off
you
of.
know.
Yeah, that's it. I just see him. He's going over all these named guys, but it's really amounting to nothing in the end. That's really sad.
I mean, it's hard to build something.
Well, look, I'll tell
when
you
you're
how
just
hard it is to book a show.
You know.
I wrote out 4 different pages, and they're none even remotely the same. I mean, it's not easy to book. I'm not going to sit there and say it is. You're a booker. I've booked several shows. We book shows together. It's not an easy thing to do.
No, especially
But
like
we weren't trying to do the damn comedy hour neither.
Well, I think one of their issues is they have so many people.
I agree with that.
It's hard for you to build stuff because you have to go, oh, well, we need this guy to do something, this guy to do something, this guy to do something. And when you write down a list of everybody you need in matches, and you're okay, we need 8 matches, but we got 47 matches here. Like, how do you fix that?
Well, you book it around certain champions.
I mean, I
certain
literally booked a 6-man tag just to get people on there because, like, good gracious, like there's so many people.
I booked a 4-way elimination tag match because they got so many tags.
And I almost did.
I left off
like
many tags. There's several tags.
I mean, I got a 4-way, with MJF coming out doing a promo. Like, it's so many people there. Like,
I mean, you want a bigger roster because somebody gets hurt. That's just fact.
Right.
Because you got to have somebody to step up if somebody has to step out. Or this COVID crap.
Yeah.
People aren't be able to come into work. You lost sight of, like you said, Pac. You ain't seen Pac in months. A lot of people probably forgot he even worked there, to be quite honest. But, I mean, you want a bigger roster, but it's like a lot of people are getting lost in the shuffle. And with them booking predictable matches on AEW Dark, that's really not helping.
And you know what I think really hurts is they brought in so many people at one time. Like, okay, Brody Lee debuted, then Matt Hardy debuted, and then Brian Cage debuted, and then all these guys are debuting, but there are 2 shows in between each other. Like, you have no time to really do anything with these guys. And I understand completely, like, hey, let's get some of these guys with value, with the names, because we need them when we go to TV and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, if you have a bunch of names, and nothing to do with them, then those names lose that value. So the little bit of credibility that they have, the little bit of name value they have, if you can't capitalize on it, you diminish it. Like, it doesn't go up, it goes down. So I mean, you would, it's like you hear it all the time, like, well, if Vince could have brought in, the Hogan and Hall and Nash and Goldberg and all these guys when he bought, WCW or whatever, maybe it could have become a separate brand. And then when he did get it, it was too late. So I mean, I get, why you bring them in, but if you bring them in and don't do nothing with them, and they're on every third show or whatever, then it's pointless.
Like this week on AEW Dark, I mean, Brian Cage is on Dark.
Yeah.
It was against a nobody guy. Matter of fact, the guy was known for being a food eating contest winner. He's number 8 in the world, 18th in the world. I'm like, okay, who cares?
So did he beat him with a hot dog?
He literally did an elbow drop while he's not a hot dog. And I wanted to throw stuff at my phone.
Because, oh, look, let's be silly.
Yeah, let's be stupid. Taz was like, somebody hold me back. I'm fixing to throw stuff in the ring.
When again, you might have could have done something with someone else.
Yeah.
That has.
And the match itself wasn't bad until he did this dumb crap.
But I mean, like, why not give us, like you were talking about Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, if you ain't, okay, we brought him out, yay, now what? Like, hey, put him in something with Brian Cage.
One 8-man tag match, and they pinned Colt Cabana.
Yeah, I mean, like.
I watched the whole show. It wasn't a bad show. It was actually a decent show. What was the tag team you said just broke up? I can't think of their name.
Yeah, Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon.
Yeah, they had an awesome match, and they were like, well, for the first time ever, we're going to have, we're going to break history, and it was a count out. But it was a great match. Like, these two guys tore it up.
I like Brandon. I like both of those guys.
There was several really good matches on AEW Dark this week. Even Brandy was the first match, and it actually was not a bad match. It wasn't
bad.
So I'll give her props.
Again, only thing I hate about Brandy is
Brandy.
Well, it's the fact that, let me be a heel when I'm a babyface. Like,
yeah,
quit that crap, man. Like, I don't know. I just don't get why you have to do that. Like, I mean, I don't get why you pull Allie from Butcher and Blade just to put her as Brandy's sidekick when, like, nothing happened. And then, Butcher and Blade needs a manager. Let's give him Eddie Kingston.
Well, she came out with a QT Marshall this week and wrestled Colt Cabana. And Colt won after they kicked him in the
why not just leave her there? Like, you didn't have any other girls out of the 47 women you have on your roster to be Brandy's sidekick other than, like, the Butcher, the Bunny, and the Blade was cool. Like, I dug it. Like, it has a great look. It was, hey, let's run with this, something. Oh, no, we need her to be a best friend to Brandy so Brandy can be a heel, so she can pretend to be a face, so Brandy can be a face and pretends to be a heel. Confused, sure, why not?
Right.
Oh, but now, well, let's put her with QT because, he's so cute, and because his name is literally QT, like, but, they need a manager, so we screwed up. Let's give her Eddie Kingston, who doesn't fit with him at all.
No. Anyway, he's just the best promo out of the bunch. That's really it.
You know who they should put Taz. Taz would have fit better than Eddie Kingston. I'm like, hell, put anybody. Hell, put Marco Stunt out there. I'm like, God,
so you wanted Eddie Kingston versus Marco Stunt? What?
Eddie Kingston is on the list with Bobby Lashley. I just can't get behind these guys, man. Like, I like them. Like, I like some of the stuff he does.
But I don't think it's that great.
But I can't get behind Eddie Kingston, man. He's so wishy-washy. You don't know how to... I don't know, man. The only time I've really been an Eddie Kingston fan was, like, in Ring of Honor, Chikara, somewhere on the Indies, whatever, when he was feuding with Claudio. Like, and he cut a great promo, and like,
he's a promo guy. He's really not an in-ring guy that much anymore.
Like, he looks horrible.
His body's not good.
I can't believe that. I mean, Eddie may be a bad, like, he may like eat you in your, like, come in and murder you in your sleep, and eat, have a barbecue. Like, he may be a bad dude, but he don't scare me, man. Like, he probably could scare me in person, but watching him on TV, I'm like, I don't get it.
He's just a good promo. I think that's why they put him with them as a manager.
And that's fine if it would have made sense. It's just like, oh, well, he's here because they were mad at the Lucha Bros, so Eddie come in and was the middleman. I'm like...
I've heard Lucha Bros try to promo. Their English is terrible, so they can't. The Butcher and the Blade are not good on the mic. That's why they needed Allie. So,
and I don't get like the association with him and Lucha Bros. Like, okay, well, they have Hispanic descent. They ain't even from the same area. Like, you can't walk from one town to the other. Like, and Eddie looks about as Lucha as I do. I mean,
I'm just going with what they're saying, bro. I don't write
like,
this shit.
God, man, like, so much just like, ooh, we got him, put him somewhere. I mean, I don't. You want Lucha Brothers to have a mouthpiece? Put Sammy Guevara in there. At least he done some shows in Mexico. I mean, just sticking people because you got them. It don't make no sense. But wrestling fans are stupid. It's okay. They'll buy what we sell them. I mean, that's the most Vince McMahon thing I've ever seen. Just, we'll make them like them. Yeah.
Like I say, booking ain't easy, but they really need somebody with some booking experience.
I mean,
and I don't think the 4 they got doing it have booking experience.
Nope.
So it's that simple. Just because your daddy was a booker don't mean you a booker.
And, you know, they do some good stuff right. But they do a lot of stuff that's not necessarily wrong. It's just like, why?
It's like booking for short attention span.
Remember several years ago, like they came out with like Cliff Notes for books, and then you had like the book for dummies or whatever, you know, chemistry for dummies or English for dummies. Like, I literally think they got a
wrestling for dummies. They do have one,
and I think they have a copy of it.
Well,
and I mean, I enjoy AEW Dark. Like, for the most part, I really like the show, but there's just a lot of stuff that you're going.
You can make it through being the elite. I don't know how you do it. To be honest with you, it's the dumbest crap I've ever watched. They literally had a dance off. They started this show with promo class. Eddie Kingston was doing a promo about a cookie, and this is supposed to entertain people, and it must, because they have views. I don't understand what in the hell y'all are watching, or y'all dropping LSD before you do it. I don't understand, but I don't get it.
And this is me, like, I watch it from time to time because sometimes there'll be one thing on there that's really good.
I couldn't find it this time. I mean, I only made it about a quarter, maybe halfway through, but I honestly, I was so dumb, I just cut it off. I couldn't watch anymore. I can't do that. I know a lot of people say they'll go to the movies, and if it's bad, they'll walk out. If I spend my money, I'm gonna sit all the way through that son gun. But on YouTube, I'm not spending money. I can cut it off quick. And it comes down to, like we used to talking about booking. If you send me a highlight reel, I don't give a damn about the highlight reel. Give me a 10-minute match I can watch where I know if you know how to do what the hell you're saying you know how to do.
I don't want to waste 10 minutes if I can. Like, I'm like, give me 30 seconds.
But he make him do the perfect moonsault and not know how the hell to do a headlock.
That's fine, but at least I was entertained for 30 seconds. Yeah. So do this. Let's throw one bonus match out there, even though we've had 20 matches. Is there anybody that you was like, man, I just don't have room for them?
Oh, Jack Swagger. I really wanted to do. The other match I thought would just be a cool kind of a technical style match would be Swagger and Miro. I really thought that'd be a good match, but I just couldn't convince myself to do that. I wanted Miro and Brian Cage.
Like, I don't think I had. My original was to do the Jurassic Express versus the Pride and Powerful, but the more I thought about it, just really didn't like it, because originally my thought was to base a pay-per-view off of like Luchasaurus not winning but going for one of the titles, because I thought, well, like Lucha versus Mox could be cool, and you could have like this whole
I just can't get
thing or whatever
thing,
but so I wanted to have like all Jurassic Express on there. So I guess if I was going to do something else, I would probably do Butcher and Blade versus Jurassic Express. Like,
I've seen that match. It's not a bad match.
Like, I'm a fan of both. I'm a fan of Butcher and Blade for sure. Even though I wish the Blade would shave his head or died or something. He's way more bald than I am. He got bleach blonde hair and a brown beard, and I'm like, bro, like, it don't look intimidating. It looks scary. Like, you come out with the gimp mask on, you got a great look.
And he takes it off.
And then you take it off, and you got peroxided blonde hair. So